Alright, let's see if I can fix this black screen. Okay. Well, it's not wanting to display on my screen, but the streaming program looks like it's good, so... Alright, back to Darkwood. It's a sort of survival horror game that I've had since 2015, I think, when it was an alpha. It released late last year. I still haven't beaten it. I've never gotten particularly far. Let's go ahead and go on through. I'll do the prologue because I need a refresher on the mechanics and controls. It's very interesting graphically. It's mostly two-dimensional, just top-down view like a lot of really old games. But the art style is very, very unique. They don't do any highlighting of objects either, really. It's just as you get closer to things, they come more into focus, which I think is pretty cool. I really enjoy the graphics and audio design in this game. I see hatred and fear in their eyes. As if I was responsible for the spreading disease. As if I were the source of all the misery plaguing this land. I have nowhere to hide from them, nowhere to run. The woods have closed us off from the outside world. We are all doomed. Alright, so here we are. Inventory system is pretty standard. Just drag things over. Alcohol distiller, homemade device for producing moonshine. Barricaded window, dismantling this now would be suicide. Generator is almost out of juice. I need to find a full can of gasoline. I saw a broken tractor to the east. Maybe I could find some gasoline there. The radio has been silent for years, although sometimes I think I can hear voices through the static. Let's search the wardrobe. There's a key, medical book. This is my medical book. Looks like something with photos of symptoms. Matches, alcohol, rags, boards. Metal door. I best not enter this room right now. Container. The lock is jammed a long time ago. Never mind, I used to keep useless junk in there anyway. I would rather not open this door. I spent too much time locking him in there. Let's see. There's a photo. 12/9/12/06/85. That's interesting. My medical bag. My old Zenit camera. Alright, now I have the key. Destroyed well. There's some rope. My dog. I don't think he's going to make it. I should end his suffering. Well, in order to do that, I'll need a weapon. There we go. Alright, old yeller. We can see there the durability degrading a little bit every time that we hit something with it. These trees are growing too fast. Soon I won't be able to cut them down fast enough. Snare traps. I must be careful. The woods are full of them. So let's get to the tractor. Yeah, you can see just the dense woods have overgrown on that road. We have a health meter there. We also have a stamina meter. Stamina is a pretty precious resource because pretty much every action that we do requires stamina. So it's actually inadvisable to just keep running like this. Burned campfire, boards, matches, rags. These parts of the woods are dark. I should craft a torch. It looks like it used alcohol and a rag because I got that empty black bottle from presumably using the booze on it. We found the abandoned house. There's a corpse grown into the tree. In a few days it will be completely absorbed. Also, another interesting thing about this game is that it really emphasizes the cone of vision. When we have our back turned to that corpse, we can't see it. Or any of the bugs that appear to be fluttering around there, or those ashes. It makes the combat a lot more challenging. Because you just can't see things that are trying to sneak up behind you, which I appreciate. I like that element. Our inventories are already pretty much full. We're going to have to drop something to grab that gasoline. It looks like half a dog and half a man. I think this one is still breathing. Big metal key. If there is an exit out of these woods, this key will surely open it. The number 21. He's unconscious. I've never seen him around here before. He's only carrying a key and some journal. Since he managed to sneak in here, he must know how to get out. Of course, he won't help me voluntarily. But that is of no importance. I need to get out of this accursed forest. You hear me, rat? Show me how and I'll let you go. Sometimes hear her voice. She's calling me. Calling me to return home. Where's the exit? Show me where. I'll kill you like a dog if I have to. And now, plot twist, we're actually this guy. This is the character that we play as. It's the man with the hat. And not the doctor. That fucker stole my key. Got a rag and some wire. I'm hurt. I could use these rags to craft some bandages and heal myself. But surprise, we can also craft a lockpick with the wire. And use that to get into this container. Flashlight and shovel. Knock knock. This item is no longer usable. I need to repair it. So there's the game introducing us to the durability mechanic. All the lights just went off. Wooden door takes a password. Somebody's asking who's there. Got some empty cages. This guy wants out. I better not leave the house at night. It's safer here. Medical tools. There's a syringe. Here's that radio again. Was there blood on it last time? I don't remember. Empty wardrobe. The wardrobe moved too. It's blocking that door. There's the Jenny. It's gasoline and treble leg. A very sturdy table leg. It's made out of oak. I could use it as a weapon. I said treble leg. It obviously says table leg. Also, I totally heard a door close or open back in there. Go ahead and refill this Jenny. It's like medical straps, like a medical table or something. That's new. Corpse. The corpse has 2 dials instead of eyes. His mouth is wide open and I can hear a distorted voice, barely distinguishable from the radio static. Let's see, can we break this door down with this leg? No, doesn't appear that way. 4892, I guess that's the radio man speaking. Got it. The door seems stuck. I need to apply some force. Help me. Oh shit. Plastic chick, a small plastic chick. Also, yeah, I have played this before. It's just been a long time and I never got particularly far in it. And how do you want to get out now? You think you can manage all by yourself? I love that intro. Alright, now for the main course. Our first hideout. This is the oven. A pleasant warmth is emanating from the oven. I can sense a strange yet familiar scent. It's the smell of the protective substance, which gives me relative safety after dark. The vapors rising from the huge cauldron are distributed all over the house via long pipes. As long as I remain inside my hideout, I have a chance of surviving at night. The label on this bottle says, staying out of the reach of the protective substance after nightfall results in immediate death, 99 out of 100 cases. It is advised to evenly spread the gas inside the sleeping area. Warning, even a properly prepared substance does not guarantee 100% safety. Remain vigilant. It is recommended to stay in well-lit indoor areas in order to minimize the risk. We have an oven. When I arrived here a couple of days ago, the oven was basically prepared. I just needed to light it up to ensure my safety at night. This cottage must have been one of our hideouts. The inhabitants of these woods don't need to inhale this revolting gas. And we have a small empty cast iron pot. I haven't used it yet. I haven't felt any hunger or thirst since the accident a few days ago. I can't stop thinking about one thing. These mushrooms, these red pulsating mushrooms. They look so tasty. Maybe this pot will prove useful after all. So this is where we level up our character by cooking mushrooms. Like you do. Speaking of which... Now, in one of the betas of the game, they made it such that mushrooms or anything that's sort of that should be biodegradable is biodegradable, and they will gradually break down if you just carry them around in your inventory. So ideally, you want to use them whenever you get the chance. You can see the essence goes up. Photo of a road, the road home. Droga du Dom V. Yesterday I barricaded one of the windows. If I want to stay here for some time, I should do the same with the other windows. This is our workbench, which allows us to craft more items, and we can also upgrade the workbench to increase the pool of what we can craft. Here's our front door. Here is a well that we need to build. We don't have any planks to build it. There's a saw. There's a container, which I'm not sure if I remember the combination. I'll have to think about it. I'm pretty sure it was 19 something. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, that's nothing. And that's nothing. So that's the basics of our shelter. Droga means road, huh? It is possible that a hint for unlocking the, that chest would come with one of these photos. Yeah, I think it used to be, I think back in the beta or the alpha it was 1917, because this, which is appropriate because this game is set in like, I think like 1970s Eastern Bloc country, maybe Poland or something. But I don't think it's 1917 anymore. Yeah. I think it still is 19 something though. Maybe even 1920 something. Oh well. So the initial game is partitioned into 3 different zones. The dry meadow, the silent forest, and the old woods. And the zones are increasingly dangerous and difficult to get to from the start. So once we leave the house, the day and night clock will actually kick in. So now there's actually a timer that we can use to explore. And then when we get to nighttime, we need to make it back to our house. So at this phase of the game, I just need to accumulate like boards, nails. I have nails, I need to find some wood though. I can't fight those guys yet. Wait, can I make a Molotov? No. We don't have a lockpick. Can we make one? No. Yeah, our basic weapon starting out is going to be a stick with nails in it, which I love. Very Silent Hill 2. Just can't beat the power of a board with some nails in it. But throughout there are like already felled trees. So we can't acquire... it's not actually planks, it's like just raw wood, the material. And then we run it through our table saw to get planks. It's a little bit annoying. It used to just be you would find planks back in one of the betas, but then they added that mechanic with chopping up the wood, I believe. Uh-oh. Yeah. Luckily, dogs won't attack unless we get too close, but once we do, they are pretty persistent. Because they can move faster than us. The advantage of having 4 legs. The nice thing is, things that we find on the map will get marked down, and if we're near some sort of landmark, it will be red on the map. But there's no actual like indicator saying you are here, which I really like. We can also salvage bear traps for parts. Here's the hedge maze. I remember when they added this in like 2016, I think. Like Alpha 8 or something. Like, I really love this game, but I honestly have hardly played it. Or hardly played that far into it, I should say. Back in one of the alphas too, there used to be like some secret locations that you could figure out, like there was a rock that you could move and you would find like a shotgun underneath it. But it seems that weapons are much more scarce in the early game now. Check out this crate. Bread, scrap metal, bandages with alcohol, which means they heal more, and a lantern. And now we have to get the fuck out of here. I believe that that enemy was a large dog, which the regular dogs I can handle with a stick with nails in it, but the large dogs can be quite dangerous. Also, there will be like these mushrooms that are just all desiccated looking and they're poisonous. If we step on them, we'll get a damage over time debuff. Some gasoline. I gotta say, inventory management in games is a thing that I've not been as much of a fan of over the more recent years. And this game is no exception. It gets very irritating having to... There's the burned house. Sadly, we can't do too much in it yet because there's lots of dogs around it. I'm going to turn up the audio on the stream a little bit. This game just has such great sound design. Here's the broken tractor. shit. Where was that? Let's see if we can keep our... Oh! Oh shit, there's more of them. Maybe we can lure it over the bear trap. I hear the big dog too. Jesus, that thing sounds terrifying. Well, we're kind of up shit creek without a paddle at the moment. We haven't found any wood yet. Usually there's some very close to the house, so perhaps I just went too far. I should have just searched around it. There's a corpse, nails, and a rag. We don't have a whole lot more inventory space either. We do have storage in the house, which is nice. And as the game progresses, you can craft additional storage. Let's see, actually, do I have logs already? I couldn't remember if you actually start with some or not. I think there might be another container in here that we haven't examined yet. I think it's this. Yeah, the wardrobe. There's rope, alcohol, mushroom book. The title reads The Use of Mushrooms in the Household. I love the idea that that's a book that exists. Was there numbering on that? I feel like it almost says 1812, but I can't quite make it out. It's weird, I have this game set on like high resolution, but some of the art assets are kind of low res. So we have enough fuel in the generator for one night at the moment, which is good. Let's go ahead and cook up those other mushrooms. Let's see, what can we stash? We can stash the bandages, the lantern, the torch, the scrap metal, and the bread, and more scrap metal. We can stash pretty much everything. I'm not going to be using any of this right away. No. Okay. I figured it wouldn't be a code, but you never know. Sounds like a dying dog. Or anxious dog. But yeah, this whole game is like this really cool sort of mystery story, like what's happening in this community, like with all the trees growing in and this weird disease or spreading and all that. I don't know if it actually gets resolved or not, because I've never beaten it, so I would assume it does. I think the doctor holds the key or something, that guy that we played as in the start. And we get to meet some NPCs, and some of them are friendly, some of them not so much. Okay, this is another burned house. This one is a passage to the other zone, which we're not going to be going into. However, we can harvest these mushrooms. Yeah, stuff is locked. There's a flare in there, that's pretty good. Oh, there's somebody in there. Out, the truck is here. There's two people in there, somebody else is saying no. Get the fuck out. Alright. Oh, that is a big ol' animal. It's a good idea not to mess with that. Damn, I saw the felled tree and I was hoping there would be some lumber about. Oh, here we go. Here's the Wolfman's camp. I can smell your stench from far away, meat. Even from afar, I can smell your putrid stench. Be glad I don't have an appetite for carcasses, meat. The figure hides its face under the hood. It smells of wet soil and fur. I know what you're after. I can help you reclaim what you've lost. If you help me attend to a certain matter. What do you say, comrade? As he leans towards me, I can hear him giggling under the hood. I knew it would interest you. Before we make a deal, you need to prove that you can do the job. I've no time for weaklings, meat. You follow? Show me what you're made of. Get through to the Silent Forest. You think it's so easy? If I were you, I'd prepare myself well before setting out. When you get there, you will find me in this spot. Remember it. The wolf grabs my map and scribbles something on it. The likes of you always crawl back to me. I show him the photo of the road. What's that you've got there? The wolf snatches the photograph from my hand and studies it carefully. Finally, he snorts, his thick yellow spit landing on the photo. This road doesn't exist anymore, overgrown with trees like all the other ones. The wolf throws the photo on the ground. Better forget about the road home, meat. Around here, all the roads lead to nowhere. Plastic chick. Beautiful item, perfect for a church fair. Gossip? I wouldn't recommend wandering around these woods at night. It would mean certain death for you, meat. Better hide in that hideout of yours before dark and pray for the morning light. So the trading system is managed, which I rather like, by a reputation system where essentially we can give him stuff now and increase our reputation, and then we can purchase things for reputation. So it's like, you know, like we gave him some really good stuff one time, he remembers that, so he'll give us some stuff the next time. And with various NPCs, also there's just a fucking bed out underneath the sky, I guess. Also with some NPCs you start with a decent chunk of reputation, so you can usually get some stuff for free. Here we go, this is what I was looking for. Wooden logs. And an odd stone, or an ordinary stone, I guess. Throwable. And usually there's a couple groupings of them, yeah. Oh yeah, ton of logs, nice. Actually, we might even get full up here. What do I trade for some logs? I'm gonna drop that flare over here for now. That's one thing I want to try to remember, is that I have a flare over here. I'm not sure if I will. Yeah, you can use pretty much any empty location in the game as like a temporary storage if you want. And we still have a few more logs. That's fine. I'll try to remember that too, which will give me incentive to come over here. Here's the underground entrance, which I think we shouldn't brave until we have a torch of some variety. Which I suppose we could craft one once we have some boards. Oh shit. Kinda walked right into that one, huh? I think I did a lot of damage. Like half our health gone. Alright, let's go ahead and saw some of these logs. I'll go ahead and just fill up all this that I can. I'll just leave that last log in there. Alright, so we got a bunch of planks now, which means we can repair the well. Now, I believe at nighttime, the advantage of the well is it fills up at night, and when we drink it, we recover all of our health. It used to be you had to drink from the well at nighttime, instead of having the protective gas mechanic where you need to be in a shelter or else you're pretty much going to die. You had to drink from the well at night to ensure that you wouldn't die. So back in like the alpha, and maybe the beta too, I think, you could, as long as you drank from a well, and there's multiple wells throughout the world, you could explore at nighttime. which was crazy. Still extremely dangerous, but... Alright, there's our board with nails. And I believe we can upgrade things too. Like, what can we do? Increased durability requires like some sort of copper rod or steel rod, and some of that scrap metal. More nails makes it do more damage. Lighter materials, some sort of steel rod and tape. They're worth using 15 nails to increase the damage. I don't really know how much of a damage increase it gets. But yeah, the combat basics, we have our main attack, and then we have this middle mouse secondary attack, which goes a little bit quicker but uses more stamina. Alright, we level up. So we have to take this penalty. Staying in dark areas at night can be dangerous to me. That means in the house we need to have lights on nearby. And then we can take one of these. I'll be able to heal myself by eating mushrooms. Once a day I'll be able to learn my location on the map. Once a day I'll be able to heal myself by standing next to an electric light source, or I will be able to see further. I think seeing further is probably the most useful of those, but I don't really know. Healing yourself by standing next to a lamp sounds kind of good too. Like if you're fighting stuff in the nighttime. I'll store some of my planks in here. So at this point I'm not going to have the house barricaded up. So I will make a secondary weapon. Because it is relatively cheap. We'll have 2 planks with nails because they can break. We need to move this wardrobe to... There's just a friggin' hole in the wall. And that's pretty much been there since the alpha. There was always like a hole in the wall. The starting area used to be pretty different, but the hole in the wall that you need to block up with the wardrobe was always there. I'll take the torch too, just in case our lights go out. That can happen. Now I gotta think, where do I want to hide? Or do I just want to walk around my house? Like, I'll probably do through this night, and then I'll probably knock off since it is getting a little bit late here. But playing this has definitely given me a little bit of nostalgia for it. Like, I just love the atmosphere in this game. It's incredible. Let's see, can we drink out of it yet? Yeah, we can. Yeah, there's that heal. Hear dogs in the distance. Yeah, I can wait till it's good and proper nighttime before I turn on the Jenny, which is coming up pretty soon. Actually, this might be it. So let's see, we have some open windows, we have a front door. Things can see you through the windows and be drawn to you. So really the safest thing to do is just, and things can also hear you. Like the safest thing to do is just to like tuck yourself away somewhere. And just enjoy the nighttime. And just hold your breath. Also in the nighttime, mushrooms can come up. Sort of tempts you to come out from the dark and actually... It's too dangerous to cook during the night. Oh shit. Okay. Nope. I really want to go into that other room. See if we can find some more mushrooms. Ooh, there we go. Oh. One of the nice things is if you have a light source, you can actually see the traces of the mushrooms growing even if you're not in the room. The bear trap under the window is still open. Looks like this night was exceptionally uneventful. Day 2. Like how everything appears to be overgrown until we look over it with the cone of vision. And we have a visitor. Trader, a man roughly my size, is standing before me. I can barely make out his disturbingly familiar features through the matte visor of his helmet. This is new, I don't remember this guy. The massive helmet is covered with an oak sack and seems to be an integral part of the unnaturally pale body. I think the last time I played, their trader was this NPC called the Three, and it was like 3 people in weird masks. I remember him. He's the one who rescued me from the doctor's house. Yeah, that's new. Because that little cinematic at the beginning, the guy extending his hand, that apparently was this guy. The man reaches out to me with his black hand. It's covered in charcoal. There's something written on his worn woolen glove. We need to stick together, brother. His lips are moving, but all sounds are drowned inside the helmet. He shrugs, then takes a huge sack off his back and drops it on the ground, revealing its contents. I show him the road photo. He wipes his left glove on his pants, takes out the charcoal from his pocket, and starts scribbling. When he finishes, he lifts his dirty hand. All roads lead deeper into the woods. Nice, so we have 100 reputation with this guy. Is there anything that I need immediately? Fabric is used to produce upgrades for our inventory, which is awesome, but that's very expensive. Gas tank. Hitting the valve will release a high pressure gas and result in an explosion. So that would be like something that we would shoot. Pills, they heal and recover stamina. red egg, an ordinary chicken egg, the only difference being that it's red, medium caliber bullet. Also, firearm stuff is very few and far between from what I remember. Like, he's selling like one bullet, one shotgun shell, and then these pieces, like the handgun frame, the barrel, and stuff like that. There's metal pipe. There's an axe blade, 450 for the axe blade and the shovel blade. There's a watch which you can use to tell the time. Sure, I'll buy a mushroom for 50. Because I need to cook anyway. So those odd mushrooms gave 20 instead of 10. But yeah, that's the basics of Darkwood. As the game progresses, I will accumulate more stuff, go and do some quests for people like the Wolfman. Let me see, did it actually... Yeah, he wants me to go to the Silent Forest, that's right. And that's where he'll be there, so... That could be our next objective, is to meet up with him over at the Silent Forest. But I think for now, that is a good place to leave it.